So, welcome everyone again to today's Beauty Masterclass Summer Reset. So, obviously, it is that time of year. I asked this earlier, but is anyone else out there feeling that midsummer slump? I know it cannot just be me, and you know what I'm talking about, right? When everything feels dry, frizzy, it's always hot. Maybe your mood is even a little crispy too. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. If you're on your mobile, drop a fire emoji if you feel like that is you. And listen, there can be so many contributing factors, right? For all of that extreme dryness, everything just feels so depleted. Whether it's the sun, the extreme heat, I feel like, oh my goodness. Yes, Kristen, Oklahoma. I feel like we have had heat waves across the country, right? Like, can anyone get cool? And of course, what happens is if you're, trying to take retreat indoors, your AC, it goes in overdrive, right? So that's more recycled air. And of course, for those of us that are lovely and lucky enough to be swimming, I would just like to say that can also strip, your skin and your hair as well. The good news is that we have solutions to reset, refresh, and recharge your routine. And of course, maybe your mood as well, right? So today is all about care for your entire body. So if that's what you need, and I think a lot of you do because I'm seeing the comments, you are absolutely in the right place. Now, product wise, by the way, if you could see behind the scenes, if one thing goes, product wise, it all goes. I've got a lot of products that I'm so excited to share with you today. So, with products, I'm going to share a mix of tried and true staples that I love, I know you love, and a few new products that I know are going to become your favorites. So with that, let's go ahead and start with a reset. So the first thing first is let's talk about cleansing our face, our body, and of course, our hair, right? Okay, I have a question for all of you first. And I feel like this is a debate over and over. When it comes to showering, taking a bath, are you team morning or are you team evening? So while we're waiting for that, I will go ahead and tell you that usually I'm team morning, right? Oh, see right there. I already see it's starting already. People are like morning, evening, morning, evening. Sometimes, of course, if I've been outside, and, I'm working in the yard, of course, I'm going to cleanse, every evening. But, I feel like, again, look at the debate I have started. But really, whatever your preference, we have a lot of fabulous options to really help replenish, rehydrate your skin and your hair. Now, let's talk about face first. I love a cleanser. You have heard me talk about this over and over and over. I keep a lot on rotation depending upon what I need. Tell me in the chat, what is your favorite cleanser? If you only had to pick one, and I know that's going to be hard, but if you only had to pick one cleanser, what is that cleanser going to be? I see belief. Okay. So while we're waiting, I'll tell you, I cheated a little bit. I had to pick two cleansers, right? Okay. So number one, this won't be a surprise. The Belief Aqua Bomb Jelly Cleanser. Love this. Love this product. It gives your face so much hydration and it does that without stripping. I just love the smell, the scent, the foaming. I love everything. And of course, I also love, I have to pick Beyond Glow, the vitamin C. I'm all about just making sure that everything is as bright and fresh as it can be. And yes, I'm seeing quite a few comments about Rice Water Bright. Oh, yes, I love that one too. See, here we go. But if you had to choose one, I'm always interested to see what people select. Okay, so we've cleansed our face, right? Did all of that. Now it's time to move to the rest of our body and, of course, our hair. Now, let's start with and talk about Organist. This is a fabulous brand. You know it. You love it. It helps reset, refresh. Sue's going to pull up, there we go, the slide. So take a look at these collections. So first of all, we have apple cider vinegar. We love that collection. It does it all, but it clarifies, right? So if I had to say one thing about the collection, It clarifies. Rosemary mint, if I had to say one thing about that collection, it strengthens, right? By the way, I just have to say this again, that dry shampoo, that new puff, if you have not tried that yet, you absolutely want to try that, okay? All right, rice water. So I know this one is another one. And yes, Elizabeth, they are all great, right? So rice water is a phenomenal, collection. If you feel like your hair is, it either has heat damage, maybe it's over processed, maybe you're just doing too much, right? That's a great collection. And of course, now you can see right there, Organist algae is here to the rescue. So one word for Organist algae, replenish. So that's what today is all about, replenishment, making sure that, we're kind of turning around all of that dry, depleted skin. And we absolutely love the fact that rejuvenated skin and hair, it's going to be yours thanks to a superior blend of, check that out, green algae complex. That's the good kind, right? Along with kelp and seaweed. Okay, how many of you are like, that sounds interesting? I mean, listen, if you tell me that it's going to do something to benefit, and I've actually been using the product, so I can tell you they do. And Wendy, I have to tell you, I'm like you, I'm like, let's mix them all up. By the way, Wendy, I'm actually glad you brought that up because I do receive a lot of questions from people saying, okay, but I chose, apple cider vinegar. That means I have to stick with that, right? I chose rice water bright. No, you can like mix and match and like whatever you wake up and you feel. And you absolutely can mix and match the products, even on a daily basis. I know that I do. Okay, so let's jump in and look at the actual products. Okay, I remembered to bring this from the shower today. Oh my goodness. This is the Jelly Body Wash. Okay, so in addition to cleansing, let me tell you a little bit about what this does. It's going to help support your skin's moisture barrier. It also contains little hydro green pearls, and I'm going to try and show this to you without pouring it in the computer. The little hydro green pearls, they dissolve on contact, and that gives you just this beautiful, refreshing wave of hydration. If you have tried any of these products, let me know what you think. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit on my hands and let's see if I can show you. Oh, there we go. Can you see the little green hydro pearls? Can you see that? Okay, so a little bit hard to see. Again, you can see it in the bottle, but they are so incredible. And I saw a couple of questions. It smells absolutely amazing. It smells like you're going to a spa. Now, I will give you just a little pro tip from having used this product for quite a bit. In the shower, all it takes, a dab will do you. So I actually like to take this and put this on an exfoliating sponge, and it just lathers up. It's amazing lather. I love the way it smells, but just a little bit is going to go a long way. So absolutely love that product. I saw some comments, somebody saying that they loved the whipped body cream. Absolutely. So let's take a look. Yes, Kristen. Let's take a look at the whipped body cream. So look how pretty. I just love the way whipped body creams look. And also they're just so nice and like bouncy. So really nice. You can see the texture, the consistency of that. I'm going to put a little on my hands while we're talking. So this whipped body cream, it's going to give you just this really nice, long-lasting moisture. Smells amazing. And of course, that results in really smooth skin, and it leaves you with this really pretty kind of natural looking glow. And of course, for those of you that have tried it, absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of people say that they love it. I'm seeing a question from someone saying, how long does the fragrance last? I'm assuming that you're talking about this collection. It's very light. It's not like it's not like a fragrance body wash where it's going to be lingering, but let me tell you, it smells divine. It's like the freshest spa experience. And I can tell you, if you haven't tried this yet, we don't have anything else that smells like it. So it's not like rice water or apple cider vinegar. I love the fact that every single one of our Organist collections, they each have unique fragrance profiles, but yes, you're going to smell very, very fresh. By the way, I love to talk about key ingredients. The whipped body cream, it also has 10% squalane in the formula, and that's going to really help boost your skin's moisture. That's nice. But guess what else it does? It has a little bonus benefit. Elasticity. Yes, and thank you. By the way, this whipped cream, we also did some clinical trials on this, and 97% of people agreed that their skin felt hydrated with just one use. And 90% said that their skin looked less crepey within 48 hours. I mean, I will take that. I don't know about you, but absolutely. So love this product. If this is not on your list, make sure it is. By the way, I do want to call out, I'm going to talk about another product. I want to compare the sizes because I know I'm going to get asked. So typically our body, care products come in really large tubs. I love the fact it's the same amount of product, but I love that it is unique and it's very compact. So absolutely love that about this product. Okay, so let's talk about the hair products. So how many of you, and you don't have to tell me, if you don't want to, but how many of you feel like you can never get the frizz out of your hair? Now, let me just go ahead and say this, and this isn't going to be a surprise to anyone. I have straight hair. I wish I had some wave, but do you see right here? I don't know if it's as I'm maturing, not aging, but as I'm maturing, it's this little frizz puff that I can't seem to make it go away. So guess what? We have some incredible solutions. I love these two products. Look how pretty that color blue is, by the way. So we have a shampoo and we have a deep moisture mask. So let's talk about the shampoo first. First of all, the shampoo, love the fact, number one benefit, it's going to help tame that frizz. It's going to hydrate your strands, but it's not going to do that while weighing it down. It leaves your hair feeling super, super soft. And it's very, like I said, lightweight. And of course, this is kind of a jelly formula as well. So absolutely love that. And let's talk about the hair mask for one moment. Love that. So pretty. This hair mask is going to be excellent if you have really dry hair, but dry hair that's also frizzy. Okay, so we have other products that are great for dry hair, but if you have dry hair and you have the frizz, right? This is absolutely what you need to reach for. This also has those little hydro green pearls in it. And I don't know what it is. It might be psychological, but anytime I see those and they like pop and dissolve, I'm like, I feel like I have added benefits. And by the way, they do, because they do help your hair feel very soft, smooth, silky. It's gonna, really feel stronger. And I already know, let me just take a look at the questions. I might be getting some questions. No fuss, no fuzz. I love that, Sue. Okay, I know I'm going to get a question if I haven't already about the fact that this is a hair mask. Can you use this every single day? Listen, it's completely up to you. If you have very thick, dry, coarse hair, you know that you probably could use this every day. I definitely will say that I don't think that I would put this very close. If I'm using it as a daily, if I'm using this as a daily, I'm probably not going to put it really close to my roots because it's a hair mask, right? But I will say that on the weekends, at night, when I'm going for it with my hair masks, she goes everywhere. I comb it through, and I do probably overuse the product because I do feel like more is more in that case, but you do not need to do that because again, a little goes a long way. Okay. Oh, I wanted to share really quick with the shampoo and the hair mask. Shampoo has a crazy, amazing stat. 100% of people, that's right, 100, agreed that their hair looked noticeably less frizzy. So if you need more of a commercial, more of a testimonial, I don't think so, right? This is going to be a really great one, by the way, for social, but those before and the afters. The mask, the exact same thing. 100% of people that were tested and used the product, they felt that their hair was smoother, stronger, and even healthier. Because you are also our ambassadors, and we always want to make sure that we take care of you. Your personal care marketing team, they have got your backs. Look at this. You have this incredible sample pack. Look how big this is, by the way. It is not a tiny sample pack. This is a sample pack with the entire regimen. So you have your shampoo, your mask, your body cleanser, and of course you have your whipped body cream as well. So those are going to be really amazing. Trust me, you're going to want to get those because everyone who tries it, they are going to be hooked. So you're going to want to do that for sure. Let's take a look at the chat really quickly. Okay. Kathy is asking, great question, Kathy. Is the hair mask left in or rinsed out? You're going to want to rinse it out. Now, in terms of how long you leave that hair mask, they say 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'll be honest, sometimes I've done it overnight. I've done it for a few hours. Like if I'm going to clean around the house, I look like an absolute beauty. I am like slicking everything up. I've got my masks on. So I will leave it, but then absolutely just make sure you rinse it out and rinse it out well. And yes, Madupe, you are so right that samples are really the key. You can get those sample packets, Sarah, online in your area online at avon.com. Okay, so I need to pause just for a moment and I want to step over to the side. We're going to come back to the reset refresh part of the masterclass in a moment, but I want to talk about something that I think is really important for you. You know that I always talk about knowledge is power. So how many of you have ever heard of the term skinification? Skinification. Let's see if Sue can put that in the chat. Skinification. In short, it's a buzzword and it takes skincare principles, ingredients, routines, things that are typically saved for your face, and it applies them to other categories like body care, hair care. You might even see it kind of in the world of makeup. So take yourself as an example, right? So you want every single product that you use, I'm just guessing, to have meaningful ingredients. And a lot of times, if it can do more than one job, you are all for that, right? Another big trend, give me something that's multi-purpose. You know, give me a lotion that hydrates, but also helps smooth my skin texture. Wouldn't that be great? And we have that. So that's a term that you will definitely, again, you don't need to share this with the customers, but it's important for you to know. Here's another question. How many of you have heard of the term premiumization of body care? Now that's a mouthful, I know. So let me just kind of boil that down. What that means is because people want body care products that have those very high performance premium ingredients, they are also willing to pay more. And that is really important for you to know, right? We're taking everything and folding it into the products. So I want to talk for a moment about projected trends and what this can mean for your business. So in 2022, the global body care market was valued at approximately $176 billion. It's a lot of money, right? Guess what it's projected to be by 2030, which I would like to say is a long time away, but it is not. It's literally 5 years from here. So it's projected to surge to $313 billion. Now, why am I talking about that? I know that it's a big jump, but that big jump up to from 176 up to 313, it's because of what we just talked about. There is a demand with your body care products, your hair care products for premium ingredients, things like retinol, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, right? Moisture boosting botanicals. And they really want those to perform in their body care just like they do in the facial care. So does that make sense to everyone? It matters to your business because listen, with the body care market accelerating on average about 7-8% annually, and knowing those projections, don't you look at this as an opportunity to not only become your community's right expert? We always want you to be the expert and the authority in your community, but it's also such an incredible opportunity for your business to grow in such a booming space. So that's another reason we really wanted to take today and really focus on the body. You know, skincare, facial skincare, it's very important. That's never not going to be important, but it is equally important not only to take care of your body head to toe, but to also understand what this can mean to your business. Speaking of which, it has been really exciting to watch one of our most legacy brands, I bet you know which one I'm talking about, Skin So Soft, evolve and begin to step into that modern kind of full body skincare. So, question for you. How many of you have been loving the Skin So Soft Radiant Renew with Retinol? Speaking of talking about, body care ingredients that have premium, right? Body care products that have premium ingredients. We have this incredible collection that has retinol. And of course, it is so good. If you're not using that, make this your opportunity. And since we're talking about resetting, refreshing, replenishing solutions, I did think it would be fun just to share a quick little sneak peek of another collection that is going to be launching soon. So I'm very excited to introduce our Skin So Soft Plus Hydroplenish with none other than hyaluronic acid. Oh my goodness, hyaluronic acid. I love that ingredient. It is one of the greatest hydrators. It replenishes. Just talk about giving your skin that amazing bounce, right? There is a full collection, as you can see right there on screen. There is a body scrub, a shower gel, a bath and body oil, body lotion, and every single one of those products are designed to help boost and now lock in that important hydration. How exciting is it that you're going to be able to pair all of your facial? Think about all of the hyaluronic acid products. Remember the one that's in the offer, the Beyond Glow hyaluronic acid, that you're now going to be able to provide full body solutions. So really exciting. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a step off to the side and sneak peek, but I felt it was really important to kind of level set and talk about today. So let's get back on track. We've reset, we've cleansed our hair, our body. Now let's refresh. Let's refresh. Let's start with our face. We'll talk about hydration and protection. And obviously, as you all know, we have so many options, right? Across the board, whatever the product is, to keep your skin very hydrated and healthy. So I've selected today a few staples that I know are going to work for the majority of you, but as well as myself. Now, just know this is not going to be a full skincare regimen. We don't have time for that, but I did want to kind of pick out a few. Now, let's just go ahead and start with one of my favorite terms, exfoliation. How many of you exfoliate? Be truthful. How many of you exfoliate? At least once to twice a week. Maybe you exfoliate daily if you are using, right, our a new vitamin C exfoliating peel pads. So exfoliating daily. Now, I'm not talking about a physical exfoliator because those should be saved for, 2, maybe 3 times a week. But exfoliating daily with something gentle really helps keep your dead skin cells kind of out of the way, right? We want to wash all of that off, get it off and let your skin, your beautiful, bright, healthy skin shine through. So I'm seeing a lot of you love these products, the pads. If you have not tried these, oh my goodness. They very gently exfoliate. It feels so good. You could always keep these in like the fridge, a skin fridge. Here's the beauty about these vitamin C peel pads. You can actually use these morning, you can use these in the evening. So remember, if you're like a team AM or team PM, shower bath person, you can use them, right? You can put these in that routine when you get out. And by the way, these are even tested and suitable for sensitive skin. And that is pretty rare for a product that has, vitamin C or a product that's going to kind of turn over those dead skin cells. Now, of course, as always, if you have sensitive skin, you know what I'm going to say. Always be sure to patch test and or check with your dermatologist or your healthcare provider, okay? So in terms of the usage with those pads, and yes, a lot of you are absolutely loving these. You're gonna use these after cleansing and before other skincare. So once you've cleansed your face, before you do anything else, you do this as your middle step. and use your exfoliating peel pads. And Abby, I appreciate you giving the confession. Abby is saying that she used them on her rough spots on her feet. And you know what, Abby? I've done it too. It's okay. You don't just have to use these on your face. You can use them on your elbows. I actually use them on my hands. I will say, as my skin has been maturing, we know that our hands, our eyes, our neck, it's one of the first places to show those signs of aging. And so I've been really diligent to make sure I'm doing my hands as well. Okay, so once you do that, you've cleared the way for other products to be more effective. Now, next, when I get asked what my favorite skincare product is, and of course, it always has to be currently, because I mean, how could I choose? I mean, I love all of my children. But when I get asked what my favorite skincare product is right now, this is probably not going to be a surprise. Tell me in the chat if you could only pick one. What is your top skincare product? I'm going to tell you it's going to be the Snail Mucin Beyond Glow Snail Mucin Serum. Look at this in case you're curious. I'm getting a little panicky. I need to go get another bottle. It's always at the top. Let me tell you why. And again, this is for me, but I think this would be great for a lot of you. This Snail Mucin, and again, this is the serum. Let me clarify that I look at this as a triple threat. It's going to do it all. So we're talking about replenishing today, right? It moisturizes, it brightens, it helps with your skin texture. I mean, hi, it's such an incredible product. I also love the fact that when I apply this product, it does give that kind of immediate appearance of glass skin. So I'm just going to put a little bit on. I mean, look at that. I love, and again, that's not for everyone, but I just love the fact that I get that immediate glass skin. Now, for how I use this product, I use this maybe a little bit differently. I use this as an essence. Now, what do I mean by that? Meaning, as soon as I am finished exfoliating, so after I use my vitamin C exfoliating peel pads, I let it sit for just a second, and then I reach for my Snail Mucin, and I actually apply a very generous amount, 2, 3, maybe 4 pumps. It just depends, right? And I pat it in and I just let it set for a moment. And that way it's making the way for all of my other actives to really be absorbed. And I just love, again, the way that it gives me such a beautiful payoff. Now, for this product, you can use it in the morning and the evening. I happen to use this both morning and evening. I have one in, wherever I'm taking a shower. I also have one up here, in my bedroom, just to make sure I'm not forgetting that product. I never would. But of course, it's just an incredible product. Oh, yes. Roger, I love that you're using that as well. That is amazing. By the way, if you haven't tried it, just give it a try, right? Okay, so let's keep going and talk about protection. All righty. We're going to talk about SPF in just a moment because, of course, I can't not talk about that. But protecting your skin, like your cells inside, it is equally important. So with that, where are you? Here we go. The Beyond Glow Vitamin C, the Vitamin C and Ferulic Serum. This is an incredible product. I love to think about vitamin C products. And by the way, we have a lot of vitamin C products. This is just the one that I selected. It's always in my lineup. I know a lot of you use this as well. But I love to think of my vitamin C as more of the internal protection to really protect my skin cells, keep my skin bright, happy, healthy. And my SPF is more of the external, right? So when I apply this, this naturally absorbs into your skin. So it absorbs, and think about it kind of coating, right? Every single little skin cell. And it also, of course, is helping to make everything bright. I would say that I have been asked this a lot if I was on a desert island and I could only choose 3 products. Of course, I can't choose one. What would yours be if you're on a desert island? But if I was on a desert island, it would be, and in no particular order, it would be a retinol, it would be a vitamin C, and it would be an SPF. Now, obviously, we're not talking about the entire regimen today. Between that, I know that you can use a lot of other serums and moisturizers. I know all of you do as well, but Speaking of my third kind of desert island product, SPF. All right. So SPF, love all of the products. This to me is a non-negotiable. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're like, I don't wear, use skincare. Like if your customers are like, yeah, that's nice, but I'm not really into that. Every single person should be using SPF. Now, with SPF, you're always going to use it as the last step in your morning routine. And by the way, this is not just face, this is face and body because we're talking about the entire body today. And like I said, and if you don't use anything else, make it the only product you use. Trust me, over the years, as you know, I've conducted so many masterclasses, training sessions on the importance of sun protection. You know, one of the top questions, again, I get asked, what is the best anti-aging product? I bet you know the answer, SPF. When to use it? Every single day, all year long, regardless of your weather, indoors, outdoors. Trust me, you will thank me, especially now in the summer when we're all, probably out a little bit more exposed. It's really important. And listen, I do want to clarify that, having exposure to the sun, getting that vitamin D, that is really important and it's needed. And you can do that, but just be protected. So listen, I just have to say this. Too much sun exposure can do a lot of harmful things, right, to your skin. But one of those, and I know you've probably all seen the pictures, one of those is having super dry, depleted skin, right? So here's the thing. Have any of you ever, I don't know, have any of you ever seen a raisin? Just out of curiosity. Did you know that the raisin used to be a plump grape? So, okay, that's all I'm going to say about that, but I just had to say something. All right, let's talk about the products really quickly. Okay, I know you can use that if you want. I thought about that the other day. And by the way, no shade to raisins. I love those too, but I do love a plump, juicy grape. And I would prefer to look like the grape rather than the raisin. Sorry. Okay, so by the way, this is just a couple of our SPF products. You can use whatever you want. I've got Beyond Glow. Oh, these are so good. We've got our Solaire, amazing. SPF 30, SPF 50. By the way, SPF 30 at the bare minimum. I do want to do one little call out. This, our Beyond Glow, for the products, did you know that this has the exact same amount of product as our full-size Solaire? So I feel like we get that question quite a bit. So yes, it's just super compact. I love it. I love that it's easy to travel with, drop in your bag. So I definitely wanted to address that. And again, whatever your choices, choose it. We've got, the texture, we've got mineral, we've got, all of the options. Just choose one. Okay, so I have a question. Drop me a sun emoji if you applied SPF today. And if you don't, if you're on your computer, right, I applied. I feel like everyone is going to be doing this. Absolutely. I love the little raisin emojis too, the grapes, that's great. Okay, so while you're doing that, we cannot forget our lips. Whether it's sun exposure or just dryness in general, your lips really need great hydration as well. Give them all of that goodness. Now, we have a lot of lip products, but I just selected two that I wanted to kind of feature today. Number one is a new vitamin C, the antioxidant lip. And you know that I talk about this all the time. Another kind of emergency alert, I need to replenish immediately. But I use this every single morning, and I love that not only does it make my lips feel great, but did you know that we have claims this also helps visibly plump and smooth around the lip area? Yes, and thank you. You can thank me for that as well. And of course, we cannot forget about our Beyond Glow Lip Serum products. Oh my goodness, we have so many options of that. I love it today. This is why I have this one on. We have several tinted options that give you just this beautiful wash of color. I love the fact that when I apply this, it does not move. It's not going to bleed. We also have two new options. I don't know if you've tried those, the day shift, the night shift, that adjust with your body's pH. And they develop into either a warm or kind of a cool pink. It's so pretty. If you've tried those, let me know what you think about all of those. And of course, with our lip serum, we also have another option that plumps lips. And we have the yellow, the intensive. I actually use that one as my overnight mask. So I keep that one right beside my bedside table. It is the last thing I do right before I go to bed. I start gentle, right? And then I just keep going. And I love the fact that it really stays and locks in all of that hydration kind of overnight. All righty, this is fun. Are we having a good time? Are you learning about some new products, or are you like, what are these products? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about what happens when your body needs a little extra love, a little recharge, right? Now, of course, these products can also help us reset and refresh. And listen, you don't have to share, but if you are willing to share, this is, we're all family here, right? I'll go first. Do any of you out there wrangle with, I don't know, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopausal? I do. I told you I would go first. I do, right? Okay, so, and if you know, you know. I mean, is it hot in here or is it just me, right? I have fans. I have to pause. I have fans everywhere. Look, right here on my desk, I have an electric fan. I have a manual fan downstairs in the bedroom. I was actually thinking about this and I started laughing earlier because I realized we have three fans in our bedroom. We have the ceiling fan above, but here's the hilarious part. On my side of the bed, we have two fans, but they come from different angles just to make sure I am absolutely right. You got to stay cool at night. So absolutely love that. I'm seeing a lot of you are like, yes, hot flashes. Listen, we're all in this together. Another thing, other than hot flashes, has anyone, and again, I talk about this a lot, has your skin become the desert? Oh my gosh. It does not matter how much hydration I apply, how much water, I've even got water right here, how much water I drink, right? It doesn't feel like it is enough. Sue and I were just talking about this earlier. We feel like we can't get enough, right? And while I'm here, I just have to throw this in, for everybody, telling me to eat more veggies and walk. I'll tell you what, come talk to me when you're in the place that I am, and I'll tell you to go eat your veggies and go walk. And by the way, you should do both of those things, but I'm just saying, it's a topic that I'm very, very, very happy that we're talking about a lot more. I sure wish that I had had more access to information and solutions, especially to help with those hot flashes and that desert-like skin. But the great news is that we have some new solutions coming in to help us. How many of you have tried these products? So hit pause. They are going to be a lifesaver. All three of these products, they're designed for your body. They have a beautiful, very light rose water scent to them. They're formulated with a superfood amla berry extract. Now, amla berry extract, you don't have to remember that, but just in case, it's an Indian gooseberry. And that berry is packed with vitamin C, antioxidants, and those together can really work together to help reduce, some of the oxidative stress, basically supporting your overall hormonal balancing act, which we know that we all need. And of course, that ultimately leads to helping with hot flashes and skin that feels depleted. So let's take a look at the products up close. And I'm watching all of your comments. A lot of you love them. Yes, Regina, you love them. You have your daughter using them. Okay, Wendy, I love that you sprayed this on your husband as well. Hey, yes, absolutely. I know Roger's out there. I know we all have, it's not just women, right? Everybody. But so let's start with the first. If your body is craving moisture, you are going to want to reach for the Hit Pause Hydrating Body Cream. So this product is super, super lightweight, but it absorbs so fast. I'm just not opening, by the way, the cap today, just for noise purposes, but let's do this one. Let me just show you. Look how nice that product looks. I'm going to start massaging it in, right? Super, super lightweight. It absorbs so fast. If any of you have tried these products, you will know that it also has this cooling effect. It helps to soothe, combat that dryness. By the way, this also has an added benefit of helping to boost your skin's elasticity. So yes, and thank you. Remember the multi-purpose conversation we had? So this is great. And yes, this absolutely helps to reduce the look of crepiness. This was the first place that crepiness started to attack me. And I am like, not today, Satan. I am going to make sure that I don't have the crepiness, right? Okay, so yes, and thank you. I know that you are going to absolutely love that moisturizer. All right, if you have hot flashes, and I've already seen a lot of you in the chat, then these next two products, these are absolutely, you're going to want to keep yourself stocked with these. Just trust me on that, okay? And if you haven't tried them yet, you need to immediately go ahead and get these. Let's look at the refreshing wipes. By the way, this is a rather petite package, and I'm really happy about that because this kind of just slides right in your bag if you're out on the go, right? So let me show you. I love the fact that this is a plastic. So I don't know if you can hear that, but it actually reseals. Just make sure you absolutely hear the click because you don't want these to, sorry, no pun intended, dry out. I'm sorry. Oh boy, I'm entertaining myself today. Okay, so let's look. There are 30 wipes per pack, and these are pre-moistened towelettes, and they are, look how nice the size of that is. So it's so refreshing. It removes sweat, all of the impurities from all over your body. By the way, no water, no rinsing is absolutely needed. And these are deemed safe to use wherever you may need to refresh. So absolutely love that product. Yes, you should absolutely be passing these products on to your friends. Trust me, if you listen, all products are solutions, but when you're really, when somebody's kind of, in the middle of it, and if it's a lifesaver. Okay, let's talk about the next product. And Erica, I do see your question. And yes, absolutely, you can use the wipes everywhere. I'm telling you, feels absolutely amazing. And a lot of your comments, okay, Roger, let me ask you, I'm afraid to look. Okay, loose skin. Okay, one second, the comments are flying. Oh yes, listen, Roger, what you want to look for are products that help to boost hydration and elasticity. And of course, today is the perfect day, so you are in the right spot. So all of the products today that I talked about, to really help with that, definitely, give those all a good look. And of course, there's a lot more. You can also use the filter on avon.com to actually filter and find, we have concerns, elasticity, sagging skin, right? That is a skin concern that a lot of people have. So we actually can filter on avon.com to find those products. All righty, let's talk about this little beautiful, beautiful spray, the all over cooling mist. This is going to give you, and Misty, 110 degrees in Talladega. You need a few bottles of this, right? So instant. Oh, okay, smells really good. So this is going to give you instant refreshment for your face, your body. No, this is not a makeup setting spray, but wouldn't that be amazing if it was one? It does help to cool, it really can kind of, energize your body a little bit. It does have light hydration, which again, love that. So I would say You can spray it anytime, spray it anywhere, you know, just spray it anytime and spray it anywhere. Okay, so absolutely love this product. And by the way, you can also, oh, you know what? For all of these products, the hit pause, especially for those of us that may, occasionally, you know, get a little have a little moment, right? This would be amazing to put in the fridge. That would help with that extra kind of cooling for sure. And yes, Yvonne is asking if you can have these in your bag with the heat. Absolutely. Regina, she's got it in her living room while she's watching television. Absolutely. April, face and body. Let me see if there's some more questions. Okay. I love that some of you are already posting. I love that you're posting real time. Yes, I'm telling you, share these solutions. All right, so that's today's class. I feel like it flew, right? So what do we think? Do we all feel confident, a little more confident in knowing how to really reset, refresh, recharge, right? Not only ourselves, because, right, the best self-care starts with you first, right? But our customers as well. I know that your customers, they are absolutely going to love you with all of these amazing solutions that you have today. And again, I started out by saying we had some tried and true products, but you also have a lot of new products. And don't forget the kind of head to toe, take a piece of the market. It belongs to you. Before we sign off, though, I promised this at the beginning. It is now time for your knowledge check. It's just a quick little knowledge check. So in order to gain a beautiful certificate, and Sue, can we flip and just look at the certificate really quickly and then come back? Look at this beautiful certificate. Roses tied to anything, right? Kind of the rose water essence. Thank you, Sue. But in order to gain this beautiful certificate, we are putting those QR codes on screen. You can go ahead, answer those short questions, and that certificate is yours along with the bragging rights that you deserve. Now, the quiz for itself, it's going to be live for 72 hours. That's 72 hours from right now, not next Monday. This will be on replay on YouTube, but yes, this is only available for 72 hours. If you complete that, it's just a short, fun little knowledge check. You'll receive that certificate via email within the next week or so. Now, while you're also taking the quiz, I do just want to kind of give a quick reminder of those amazing limited time offers. A lot of the products you saw were so incredible and relevant to today's session. And Sue, I don't even think we need to put up the slide. Let's go ahead and keep those QR codes so that everyone can, make sure they're taking that quiz. But these offers are only available through tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. And just as that reminder, when you spend $100 and use code pause 100, now you know why the code was that, you're going to receive those 4 amazing Organist products: the Castile soap and lavender, the rice water damage repair shampoo, the treatment, and of course, we talked about this a lot, the new rosemary mint, the dry shampoo puff, which is so phenomenal. And of course, when you spend 200, and I promise it's not going to be hard. I already saw the comments with all of you that are going in and really taking advantage of our new Hit Pause products, right? And by the way, regardless of whether or not you're in that stage of your life, they're amazing. They're cooling. They're going to feel great for everyone. Use code PAUSE200 and you'll get all of those, plus the Beyond Glow Hyaluronic Acid, 1.5%, and of course the Face Shop, the Rice Water Bright Facial Massage Cream. All right. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much for joining our virtual masterclass today. I had such a wonderful time with all of you, and I hope you did as well. For those of you that are going to connect, whether you're in person, join us virtually at the very least. We have so many surprises in store for you, and we cannot wait to see you. Until then, have a wonderful day, and we will see you all very soon. Bye.